did this. You the one that had us as reporters, as a league, as an NBA franchise. All of us got to sit back and be quiet and capitulate to you. People have said to me today that I'm looking pretty damn sad. I'll fess up, I am. Because something like that is not something that should make any of us comfortable. I didn't anticipate it. I don't know why I didn't anticipate it. He thought that I was insulting his son when in fact that is not what I was doing.
Grow up.
I was getting on him because he had gone through so many things to make, have his son in the NBA, and he was bringing unnecessary attention on his son prematurely. In my estimation, he didn't like
YouTube. What's going on? WittyP dropping in one time, and I definitely want to do a reaction to Stephen A. Smith. Oh, he giving his reaction. He been everywhere giving his reaction to LeBron James pulling up on him. LeBron James pulled up on Stephen A. Smith, almost about a week and a half, about 10 days ago. The Lakers played the Knicks. He pulled up on Stephen A. like, hey, what we talking about? What we talking about with Bronny? Stephen A. Smith, he's been on his, he's been on this tour now, talking about, the situation and the altercation with LeBron James. And one thing about, the altercation, things like that, we always talk about what we would have did, should have did, could have did. But 9 times out of 10, when we weren't the aggressor and somebody approached us, shit happened so fast, we don't know what we would have did. Shit happened so fast, we be like, damn. But Stephen A. Smith, he's said he understood where LeBron James was coming from the first day after the altercation. But as days waned on, people probably been in his ear like, hey, how you gonna let LeBron James talk to you like that, man? You worth 100 M's. Stephen A. Smith just got his new contract. I got the inside scoop, ESPN. Come on now. I got the inside scoop and all talking shit. But yes, they talking to him like, come on, man. How you gonna let LeBron James pull up on you like that, talk to you like that, this and that? So now Stephen A. Smith, he calling that shit bullshit. How LeBron James pulled up on him. He don't like it now. He started out saying, I understood, I'm sad. I understood where LeBron James was coming from, things like that. Now he's saying, no, I was right. That was a punk move by LeBron James. Now he giving his real feelings now, Stephen A. Smith. So that's how I go. That's how I go. When, you sit down, you sit on something for a while, and you feel like, shit, I am worth 100 M's. I just got a contract. I'm Stephen A. Smith. And we don't get to see a player often, pull up on a reporter, analyst, things like that. Oftentimes they don't get that chance. LeBron James said, oh, this is the chance I'll pull up on you mid-game. This wasn't the end of the game. This wasn't the beginning of the game. This was mid-third quarter. Yes, but let's cut away to what Stephen A. Smith had to say. He been on Gil's Arena. He been on his politics, Fox News. Oh, he been everywhere. Yes, Stephen A. Smith on his own show as well, giving his truth to what LeBron James pulling up on him. Check.
Aftermath of that situation.
I thought it was weak. I thought it was some bullshit. But in the moment, I knew that I was listening to a father. Here's what happened. I'm represented by William Morris Endeavor. The founder of William Morris Endeavor, Ari Emanuel, had courtside seats right next to the Lakers bench. He had Larry David with him, star of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm sitting with them. I get there in the first quarter. I'm sitting courtside, and I stand up, and then I got my head turned. And then I turned back around, and a lot of people thought this was the end of the game or something like that. This was in the third quarter. Apparently, LeBron had walked out of the timeout, and I turn around, and he's right here in my face. He said, yo, you gotta stop talking shit about my son. You gotta stop fucking with my son. That's my son. That's my son. And I was like, what? He said, nah, fuck that. I said, yo, let's talk later. He's like, fuck that. Nah, fuck that. You gotta stop fucking with my son. And I said, all right, though. And he walked off. So I remember during a timeout in the first quarter, seeing Bronny. And Bronny looked over at me, and he had this sad look on his face. And I'm imagining Pop saw that shit, it hit him. And he couldn't hold it, and he rolled up on me. And so when I went on the air the next morning, First things first, believe it or not, I know this is shocking for people to believe, but I didn't have any intentions on talking about it until I woke up that morning and saw that the shit had gone viral. Once the shit had gone viral, the bosses at ESPN, now you gotta talk about it. This is you and him. You gotta talk about it. I said, fine. So I go on the air and I said, the first thing that I'm gonna do is establish that this was a father talking to me, not a player. And that was what threw me off. And I was glad, even though I thought that he misrepresented the argument, I was glad he did. Because you see, what he was really talking about, which was confirmed with his conversation with Richard Jefferson, is that I was talking about him as a father. And so what happens is that had he said that to me, then I wouldn't have been thrown off. I'd have came right back at him. Yes, I was. I was talking about you. You did this shit, which I'll get to in a second. But because he didn't do that, I said, fine, you let it go. Mind you, I just agreed to my contract. Courtside. That day was when it was announced. It's all over, everywhere.
Talked about
I mean, right? Yeah. It's a nationally televised game. The cameras are rolling, and I'm like, if I do anything, this is gonna be a scene. Now, we can sit up here in front all we want to and act like we don't work for somebody. Damn it, I work for Walt Disney. And if I had gotten into some shit with him at courtside right there at that moment, no matter how right I would have been, it would have been wrong. And I was like, I'm not gonna do this. But once I saw the tape of him talking to Richard Jefferson Saturday night in Boston, that was when I got really pissed because that was confirmation. My point is, rather than come up to me at courtside, all you had to do was say, yo, I need you to stay, don't leave this game. I need you to see you after the game. That's all he had to say to me. Then as we speak, he says that, let's take an example, he said what you just said. I stand down. My bad. And not only that, I'm gonna make sure I go on the air. I ain't look at it that way. That's on me. You didn't do that shit. You said you fucking with my son. No, I wasn't. I was talking about you. I was talking about you. Wasn't about your son. I know he's number 55. I know he got work to do. I believe that he got potential. I believe that he got the potential to go pro. I truly believe that. It's gonna be tough, but I think he could pull it off. And by the way, I'm rooting for him. I ain't rooting against nobody. But I was talking about your ass. You did this. You the one that had us as reporters, as a league, as an NBA franchise. All of us gotta sit back and be quiet and capitulate to your shit.
Come on now.
You did that. And so when I see people talking, and I'm like, oh my God, can somebody? I mean, I know I got a show, and I know I got my podcast, but I'm like, goddamn, y'all, I'm fair. I don't give a fuck who it is. It's you, it's you, it's you. It don't matter who it is. Damn it, I'm just meeting you. If somebody unfair to you, I'm gonna be like, that's not fair. That's not fair. But when it come to me, everybody get crickets. That motherfucker Stephen A. on his own. That, respectfully, excuse my language, that's fucked up. I'm on my own. When number one, we know I'm right. Number two, we know the perspective that I'm coming from is real and it's authentic. Number three, he set this up. Number four, all you had to do was tell me. Listen, Kenya told me, you keep saying.
What was up with LeBron? He was getting in your grill. What was that?
He thought that I was insulting his son when in fact that is not what I was doing.
Grow up.
I was getting on him because he had gone through so many things to make, have his son in the NBA, and he was bringing unnecessary attention on his son prematurely. In my estimation, he didn't like that. So he confronted me. It's his prerogative. He didn't put his hands on me. That's all that matters. He can feel whatever way he wants to feel. I'm going to do my job. I cover sports. All honesty, I couldn't definitively tell you that if I were LeBron James, I would not have done the same thing. I would hope that I would not have. I would hope that I would have picked up the phone and called the person instead, or got arranged to see that person face to face instead, rather than walking up to me in the middle of a game, courtside, That was not the end of the game. That was not the beginning of the game. That was in the middle of the game that this happened. But that's what happened.
And we got to be real, too. I was thinking about this. LeBron James got connections. So he probably got word of mouth. Stephen A, was talking about Bronny on some, he not ready for the league. That's why he probably keeps saying, that's why I wasn't wrong. Because he say he's not in the, NBA. So that's why Stephen A keeps saying I'm not wrong. And he say LeBron James brought this onto Bronny. That's what Stephen A. Smith, that was his whole point. That was his whole point behind it, And like I say, a lot of times when someone's the aggressor like LeBron James was in this scenario, we don't know what we would have did. He's talking about what he should have did, could have did. Nah, we don't know because shit happened so fast. And LeBron James, he felt like he did what he felt like he had to do, he did what he felt like he had to do. We never seen LeBron James in this in this manner, being so aggressive. We never seen him like that, I guess was this off the court? I guess you could say it was off the court. I mean, it was on the court, but was it off the court? Because it was actually during the game, during the games. So like, Stephen A. Smith, he's not a big fan of LeBron James. If we're going to be real, he's not. Like, he'll act like it, and he'll give him his props, but he's not, like, a big fan of LeBron James. He's not. But he'll give him his props, for sure. Definitely always give LeBron James his props, but he's not like, a big fan. He's the Jordan guy. Stephen A. Smith, he's a Jordan guy. He gonna separate him. He the Jordan guy, But let me know what y'all think. Definitely wanted to get my reaction to Stephen A. He been all over the place. At first, he started out cool, then people be in your ear talking about, how you gonna let him talk to you like that? How you gonna let him talk to you like that? He got built up. He mad now, and he go on this rant tour, but... Comment, like, subscribe if we help us share the videos. I had the inside scoop, ESPN, baby. No, I'm talking shit, but comment, like, subscribe if we help share the video. Video time, hit that cash up. Don't do keep it fire. Come and keep it rolling. We are.